Hello and welcome to another video here at AV Forums. We're here in one of our testing rooms and we're taking a look at Denon's new AVR-X3200 AV Receiver. This retails for around £750, and although this is a review sample, it should be identical to one that you would buy in a store. So let's open it up and see what's inside. Okay, well the first thing you'll notice is that everything has been sensibly and neatly laid out, making it easy to find once you open the box. And the first accessory is of course the remote control. This is a light black plastic remote with a brushed metal effect on the front here. And as you can see, it's quite simplified in terms of the number of buttons it has. A lot of AVR receivers, their remote controls are covered in dozens and dozens of buttons. And I think for a lot of consumers, that's confusing and slightly frightening. This simplified remote is simpler to use and more intuitive, while still comfortable to hold and easy to use with one hand. And all the buttons that you'll need for day-to-day use are there. And I think that's a very good idea on the part of Denon. Of course, there's also two batteries to go with the remote control. Next up, we have a quick start guide. Which is in a number of different languages. But you can use this to get to set up your AVR quickly if you can't be bothered to read the full manual, although you'll find the full manual here on a CD-ROM. Then we have the majority of the other accessories in here. There is an FM aerial, and an AM aerial for the built-in tuners. And also, and this is very handy, there are stickers here for marking the speaker cables so you know which ones go where. I actually find this to be really useful sometimes because in the back of the AVR you know which cable connects to which speaker. You can mark them off, so front left, front right, etc. Very handy. Also very handy is this, which is basically a cardboard stand for the Odyssey Set Up Microphone. So if you haven't got a tripod, then you can set up this cardboard stand and use it to put the Odyssey microphone on top of instead. Now, basically the idea is you don't want to be putting your microphone on top of, say, the back of the sofa. You need to have it separate and on a stand of some sort, either a tripod, ideally, or if you haven't got a tripod, you can use this, allowing you to take accurate measurements when you're doing the auto setup. So, nice little touch here from Denon, and I think this really sets it apart from some of the other manufacturers' receivers. Speaking of the Odyssey Set Up Microphone, you'll find that in here. There you go. Little microphone, and as I said, you can either set it up on a tripod, or you can use that cardboard stand that Denon helpfully provide. Okay, well that's it for all the accessories. So now we'll take the polystyrene packing out, get the receiver itself out of the box, and then we can take a closer look at the controls and the connections on the receiver itself. Okay, taking a look at the front panel first, we have an on-off button here, source select control here for selecting different inputs. We have some basic controls here underneath the display, which is here, and we've got tuner presets, zone 2 on and off, zone 2 source, dimmer, status, and then some quick select buttons for cable satellite, Blu-ray, media player and online content. There's also a few inputs on the front. There's a headphone jack here. We've got an HDMI 2.0 4K compatible, HDCP 2.2 compatible HDMI input here. There's also a USB port here, and then a connector for the Odyssey setup microphone here. And over here we've got the master volume control. Now this receiver supports both Dolby Atmos and DTS-X, although there isn't a DTS-X firmware update yet, but it is coming, and also there's built-in Spotify as well. Quite impressive for the price point. All the other connections are at the rear, and the first thing you'll notice is that Denon, like with the remote control, have tried to simplify the back panel. A lot of AV receivers, they have very complicated back panels with dozens and dozens of different inputs, most of which you're never actually going to use. What Denon have sensibly done here is they've stripped out a lot of stuff you don't need, kept it simple, just kept in what you really do need. So looking at it straight away, you can see that what you've got predominantly are HDMI inputs, and that's what you want. There are 7 HDMI inputs here on the back. There's also one on the front, and there are 2 HDMI outputs, and HDMI 1, the main monitor output, also supports ARC audio return channel. All these HDMI inputs are HDMI 2.0, which means they support 4K, and HDCP 2.2, so nice and future-proof there. What else have you got? Got a LAN cable here, connector, but there's built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, which is why you've got these aerials here. We've also got coaxial digital in and optical digital in here. The trigger here, RS232, and an infrared blaster input and output here. FM and AM aerial connectors here for the aerials that we had in the accessories bag. There's some analog inputs here, composite video inputs here, component video inputs here, and then there's pre-outs here for front, left and right, center, 2 subs, and also surround side and surround rear. And there's also analog outputs here for the for zone 2. And then along here we've got all the speaker cables, speaker terminals, and they're actually put in a line to make it easy for you to access them when you're looking from above, which is how most of us end up doing it. You know, you put the receiver into its rack, you're looking down trying to plug in or wire in the cables. It's a bit easier if there's nothing blocking your view, so that's quite sensible too. We really like the approach that Denon have taken here in terms of the back panel layout. I think it's sensible, I think it's logical, and I think it makes it much easier for people, particularly people who perhaps aren't familiar with AV receivers, when they're first setting it up. And that's it for our unboxing video for the Denon AVR-X3200 7.2 channel AV receiver. You can find the full review at avforums.com/reviews. You can also see more videos at avforums.com/videos. And why not follow us on Twitter? And like us on Facebook. Thanks for watching.